Hello, Jonathan Stringer again with Stringer Than Fiction. I have my second haul video to share with you today. On this one I have a really big eBay lot I'm excited about. I'll tell you how that one came about. Another whatnot haul and a couple mystery items I'm going to open on camera. This one, I know what it is. This one, I know who the author is, but I don't know what book it is. So I needed to hurry up and film this so I can actually see what it is. I'm kind of excited. It's one of my favorite authors. I'll hold those two for last. Sorry, I know, but so if you want to just see what the skip all the boring and jump straight to the end, go ahead. But I'll open those up at the end. First, actually, I had two eBay hauls. This is the first smaller one. On the Discord, we kind of had some jokes on this because I had found these three Malzbergs and it looked like really nice condition. For not too bad. It's like 20, 22, 24, somewhere around there for the three. Maybe it was that much for shipping. I think it's 20 for the three plus shipping. And then someone else in Discord a couple days later posted a exact listing from the same seller with the same pictures, and we were like, uh-oh. Because they're like, hey, this is a good deal. And I was like, hey, I just bought this a few days ago. So we were worried maybe that either, maybe these weren't the real books that he took the picture of and they're going to be crappy condition, or he's just selling the same listing to a bunch of people. But maybe one of the good things about book buying is it's not really a lot of scammers on there trying to, get you on $5 books, right? So you at least can be reasonably sure you're not getting scammed or some false stuff. But anyway, really nice copies of The Day of the Burning by Malzberg. I know his stock's been up, unfortunately because he passed, and some other of the YouTubers are, singing his praises. But in the enclosure, very nice condition, very nice. And the Mini Worlds of Barry Malzberg. Now I had those other two. This one's new to my collection. I'm currently reading The Best of Barry Malzberg. Struggling a little bit with it. We'll see if I'm a Malzberg fan or not. We'll see. But I'm going to, I like to give authors at least 2 chances. So that was my first little eBay haul. And then I'll share my Whatnot haul. I think it's from Tile C on Whatnot. He was having a flash or pop-up $2 a book starting sale. So, I got a Rialto the Marvelous for $2. Now it does have this crease. I have a copy. My spine, I don't think looks as good, but mine doesn't have the crease. So I'm going to decide which one I want to keep and which one I want to let go. It's going to be tough. Neil Barrett, the Karma Core. I just have other, I think this is a series. Or no, this might be a standalone. I'm not sure, but it look cool. A couple of these Adrian Cole, Conan ripoffs. But I like the cover art. They continue on the back. Love the Sword and Sorcery. I have these. I'm going to have to compare these zebras. I'm going to have to compare if mine are in better condition or not. He ran it once. No one bought it for $2, and then ran it again. Margaret St. Clair is usually a little bit harder to find. This is one of her more, easier to find books at least, but these are always just trashed. So this is one of the better conditions I found. Mine might be slightly better than one I have, so I'll probably just end up selling that. But we'll check. Palimpsests. I'm collecting all the science fiction specials when I can get them, especially the ones that look like this. Most of them are cyberpunk. The first edition Neuromancers in this. Don't have that one. That'd be nice. But I think this one's better than mine, even though it has some spine creasing. This was an awesome one. I love. I think they call this the Batgirl Weird Tales. This one bit up a little bit. I spent a little more than that on this, but it's like I need to have that. My wife loved this one. Or if she hadn't read it, she loved the cover. Rogue Golem, or Gollum. Not really sure about this. It seemed kind of cyberpunkish, but I think it's like a android type that tries to fit in. I don't know. We'll see. Eros and Orbit. So kind of a smutty science fiction. It's going to go in my collection. Actually, these last 3 are headed to my collection. And this Ballantine Adult Fantasies, or Adult Fantasy, by H. Rider Haggard. This is The World's Desire. I have this. I think this one's nicer than my copy. And this one went for a little more than $2. And if you like Ballantine Adult Fantasies, Raxus, I know if you're watching, That's what he's watching for. He's been dying to see which we call them baths, which of my baths I got, so he can try to take them from me. But next, okay, now the big eBay haul. So the way this one came about, I bought a pretty well priced Zelazny lot on eBay. It was like 15 books for 20 bucks. I was, you know, they're mixed condition, but some pretty good stuff in there. I was like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. I'll get that. And then maybe the next day, the seller reached out to me. He's like, hey, you like to buy books? I got all these books. I don't know what to do with them. I inherited them from somewhere. I don't remember. Would you want some? It's like, oh yeah, for sure. What do you got? Right? And, you know, it's always awesome when they reach out to you like that. I've had that happen a few times. That's where you really can get some good stuff. So they sent like one big picture of like a table with a bunch of boxes, and it's like I can only see a few on top. I was like, hey, if you can, you know, send me a few pictures of like the spines lined up or something, I can just pick out some books for you and come up to a deal. And he's like, okay. And so some back and forth over a few days, and he was working. I think he had him in like a place not where he lived. He had to go to like a storage unit or something maybe. So this was over a couple weeks, and he finally sent me some pictures, and I picked out a whole bunch. Then he had to go out of town. So this was a little bit of a process, but it was really awesome. I got to go and pick through each one, and they ended up being, I think it was around $2.50, $3 a book, something around there, for a nice lot. But I got to pick all the books out I wanted. Some of them aren't as nice a shape as I was hoping, but some of them are pretty good. The ones I'm more worried about being in good condition are. But that being said, here's some of the less nice ones. I picked up all these Ian Fleming Bond books, and I'm going to show them through them quick. I know they're not science fiction. See, some of these are kind of rough, but Bond is pretty collectible. So these I just bought to resell, to try to offset the cost. So you got For Your Eyes Only, Thunderball, The Man with the Golden Gun, Dr. No, again, kind of beat up, Moonraker. You know, it would be cool to read some of these one day. I do like the Bond films, but I just don't see it happening. What is this? The Spy Who Loved Me, Goldfinger, From Russia with Love. And these are From Russia, well-loved books. Her Majesty's Secret Service, For Your Eyes Only, on the Signet editions. Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die. Casino Royale. This is my favorite Bond cover. You Only Live Twice. I just think that looks really cool. And Diamonds Are Forever. So those are the Bond Fleming books I picked up. Let me clear out some space here. And we'll go to the next section. Sorry, I'm probably not going to edit any things out, because if I have to start editing a lot of videos, I'm going to burn myself out of doing videos. So you're just going to have to bear with the little transitions here. We'll hit Asimov next. I'm going to make Raxus wait for the Ballantines. The Stars Like Dust. These are in mostly pretty good shape. The Currents of Space. That's a pretty cool cover. The Gods Themselves. Also a pretty cool cover. A newer 80s, I guess, Del Rey, or maybe early 90s. Foundation on Earth. You got a Robots and Empire. I don't have this one, so I think this one's going into my collection. That's why I put it in the bag. The Caves of Steel. Kind of the Kevin Spacey cover, maybe. Robots and Dawn with the posing robot. Newer copy. This one's a little worn. Janek and Isaac, the Norby Chronicles. And we got Naked Sun. The End of Eternity. The classic 70s reddish tint sci-fi cover. Science fiction cover. And Foundation's Edge in this more modern Del Rey. These are little reader copies, we call them. Alright, pretty cool. So it's only going to probably get better from here. Well, here, I got 2 copies of these. I just asked for 1, but apparently I had 2, threw them in. The Prisoner by Thomas Dish and Dish. Again, if you saw the last haul video, I really like the Genocide, so I'm collecting all the dishes. This is a UK British TV show. I doubt I'm going to keep these. But then, here is The Prisoner: A Day in the Life. 2 of them again by Hank Stein, though, not Dish, with the same basic art. The same dude with a different background. So, again, probably not keeping those. But a science fiction special. It's a little rougher than I thought, so I'm probably not going to keep it. The Ring, Piers Anthony. And actually in Robert E. Margroff. Never heard of Margroff. The Reluctant Shaman by Elsbreg de Camp. Honey West. Again, I think this has had a little value, so I picked it up. Not for me. Dick Francis, Sleigh Ride. It's not something I'm ever gonna read. I think it's a mystery, but it's funny. Art's cool. Sleigh Ride. Yeah, get it. Yeah. So, and it's a UK copy of Pan, so this is nice. John Creasy. These usually have some value and are sought after. This is Danger for the Baron. Movie copy of Logan's Run. I do enjoy this movie. It's quite good. I haven't read the book, though. That one might be better than mine. In the meantime of me picking this out, I accidentally bought another one on Whatnot. This is Chad Oliver, The Shadows in the Sun. I heard people speak really high of Oliver. I haven't read him yet. And it's a nice science fiction. No, this is Ballantine. My bad. The Omen. David Seltzer, I think. This is the movie version, maybe? No. The Lone Silverberg, Those Who Watch. I always pick up these Pratchetts. These are pretty sought after. I'm not much of a comedy. Like, I like comedy in my stories. I'm not so much of a books that are pure, the main focus is to be comedic. But Pratchett has his fans, so I grabbed that. A couple Libers, or Thaford and Grey Mouser series, Swords Against Wizardry, and the Swords of Lankmar. This one's a little rough at the corner. This one's not so bad. I have a signed copy set, so these I like to build complete sets of these and put them on eBay, and they usually do pretty well for me. So if you find any Thaford and Grey Mouser books, pick them up. And this is one of the more valuable ones. I think it's a more of a horror, gothic, witchy book. Conjure Wife, pretty nice shape. So I think I have a copy. Maybe it's a different cover. I think this was a newer one, so I'm probably not going to keep that one. This one's really cool. George Smith, The Brain Machine, in the lovely Lancer Purple. Hopefully these are focusing. Chalky by John Wyndham. This is for my collection. I actually did not have a copy of Chalky. They Walk by Night, like a paranormal horror. Again, I picked these up because they usually are sought after and valuable to offset what I keep. The Gentle Giants of Ganymede. This is a nice shape. People like Hogan. This wasn't what I thought it was, but it has a little value. The Rat Patrol #2. It's like a military book. Jack the Ripper, The Final Solution, which has some value. It's a UK in pretty good shape. And Sword of the Demon, Richard Lupoff. Nice red text block. It's pretty. This is a throw-in. I didn't pick this out. I guess he was just filling my box up, but a cool Temple of the Doom movie art book. Hopefully you can see that. I don't want to mess up the spine, but it's got stills from the movie. It's a little, I don't know. I'm debating if I'm keeping this one or not. We'll see. I do like that movie. It's one. People say it's one of the weaker Indiana Jones. I think it's quite good, and I watch it a lot. I like the darker tone of it. Next is a stack of Cimacs. So some of these I think I'm keeping. I've read Special Deliverance. It was alright. And I hear maybe that's not as, one of his more well-known or well-regarded books. It was okay. It didn't make me, go, oh, I need to read more Cimac. And it didn't totally write me off the guy either. But I'm lukewarm on him, so I'm not excited to read another Cimac. But I'll give him another chance. The Werewolf Principle. And the Doll. Yellow Doll. Enchanted Pilgrimage. Time is the Simplest Thing. This is an upgrade to mine, I believe. It's pretty nice. This one's a bit rough. Cosmic Engineers. So you see the kind of the tearing up here. Or maybe the paper loss, really, is what I should say. A Heritage of Stars. Another doll, Goblin Reservation. Some of these dolls of the Simax are a little more sought after. And Cemetery World. We got 2 more Simax, Time and Again. Oh, and then, yeah, I read this. Not this book, but Special Deliverance. Yeah, it's alright. Alright, I'm getting a little closer. I'm excited about some of these. So, a bunch of Guins, Ursula. Rokanan's World. Pretty nice copy. City of Illusions. I believe, is this one in an ace double? Or is it Rokanan's? Or Planet, yeah. These are, I think, part of the Hainish series. Planet of Exile. Mostly nice. It's got a little crease in the middle. Must have gotten kind of bent, vertically there. Or horizontally across the spine. The Lathe of Heaven. The red text block. This is a really cool one. This A's copy of The Left Hand of Darkness has a little value. I have a hardcover, so I'm probably going to sell this one, but it's nice. But it is an A science fiction special. Ooh, do I keep 2 copies? I don't know. That's gonna be a tough choice. 3 more. I got the Orsinian Tales. I love the art on these. They're a little more common in this. Well, this book itself is kind of common, but you find when I think of a Le Guin books, I see a lot of these, especially in the Earthsea series. The Dispossessed. And some of these I have in the 8 Science Fiction Special, so I'm going to keep them there as well, because I collect all those. And this one has some value and a really lovely cover. The word for world is forest. Pretty sweet. Alright, so, good stuff here at the end. The Baths. I mean, those are good stuff too, but I got a bunch of them, and I'm excited about these. These I collect. Some of my favorite covers, and one of my favorite publishing lines is the Ballantine Adult Fictions. You'll see them by this little unicorn in the corner, and it'll say Ballantine Adult Fiction, usually either around the circle at the top. But this is The Golden Stair by Hans Bach. I think I have this. I think this one's nicer, so it'll upgrade mine. So that's probably going to be one I'll sell, maybe just a different copy. The Young Magicians by Lynn Carter. I may have this one, but even if I do, I think this one's like, very good plus. It's really nice shape. So while some of these are kind of beat up, I was very excited that the adult fictions were in nice condition. A lot of times you find these beat up or stained or whatever. Here's a cool one. It's got a little crease though. The Last Unicorn by Peter Beagle. This one is valuable. I mean, most of these baths have a little value to them, but this one might be one of the more valuable ones out of the stack. I do have a copy. This one might be nicer. Don Rodriguez, again, same thing. Lord Dunsany, but this one's cool. This is a Pan Valentine. So it's a UK, and it even calls it Pan Valentine. I didn't know these existed like this. Usually the UKs have a different cover art. Usually, not always, usually, but these, it's the same, basically looks almost the same. I'm probably going to keep this one just because the pan's cool. They're worth more. I'm sure they're more uncommon, especially over here in the States. But oh, it's in such nice condition. And I was excited to see this Pan Valentine. That's cool. Dragons, Elves, and Heroes by Lynn Carter. And just look how lovely this artwork is. So nice. Mistress of Mistresses by Edison. This is the Warm Ouroboros series. I think there's 3 or 4 of these. Very nice. Love the art. I think I have this. I know I have this one, but see if it's nicer. Lord Dunsany again. The King of Elfland's Daughter. Cool. Front covers, yeah, it's okay. I like the back. The back art's really nice. Evangeline Walton. The Island of the Mighty. This is a quartet. 4 books in the series. I got 2 of them today. I already have all these, so I'm probably gonna sell these unless they're better than mine. But I was looking because I think, oh yeah, the other Evangeline Walton, this is The Children of Lear. This is another Pan. So another Pan UK Ballantine. Really cool. Lovecraft, The Dream of Unknown Kadath, I think is how you say it. Cool cover, like the little cats, a bunch of animals. Interesting cover. This is Lilith. Is that Carter? No, George MacDonald, that's right. I think that one's better than mine. Another George MacDonald Fantasies, I think. Fantasties, I don't know. I don't know how you say that. But I don't have this one, so this is going to my collection. And it's lovely. Look at this thing. It's so cool. This one I know I have. This is Hope Mearleys. I think how you say it. It's Blood in the Mist. Whatever that means. But it's a pretty Ballantine adult fiction. Or adult fantasy. The Wood Beyond the World by William Morris. Again, I have this one. This one might be an upgrade. Another lovely book. This one's cool. I had there's like a omnibus version that has both of these, but look, if you put them together, right? Yeah, there. Kind of makes a complete art there. The World's End, Volume 1 and 2. Very cool. And that was it. That was all of them. So, that was my nice eBay haul. I think I was like 160 or 180, somewhere around there, plus shipping for all that. The Ballantine Adult Fantasies alone, you know, again, it wasn't a cheap haul, but for what I got, it was a good haul. And well worth the money I spent, and then some, I think. So, definitely happy with that. So, my last two, the mystery, I'm going to open them here for you. And try not to show any incriminating or doxing evidence. This first one, I know what it is. And this is from my friend Tony, Longview Books on eBay and whatnot. He watched my first haul video, and I mentioned how my wife collects Bradbury. And he's like, what? He's like, yo, your wife collects Bradbury? That's how he talks. I don't know. I got something for you. So we made a little deal. He had some books he already wanted from me in a trade. So we kind of did a trade. Plus, I paid him a little more to cover the difference of these. This is a unique item, which I think my wife is going to be super excited about. I don't know if I'm going to make her watch this video to see what it is, or if I'll just go hand it to her and say, here you go. So she does. Let's see if she actually watches my video or just says she does, right? Don't even get real support from the family. So, again, Tony packages this stuff really well, so it took me a little while to get this out. And then he taped it again. I'll just show you. So, it's a set of Ray Bradbury poems where robot mice and robot men run around in robot towns. It's an arc from 77. So, not common at all. Really cool. Very cool collectible. Yeah, an uncorrected proof of a set of Bradbury poems from the 70s. And it's in this, you know, different kind of, you see the box here. I just didn't want you guys to sit here and sit me open up this thing, but very cool. So that's for my wife to open and have. And here is the mystery book. So, a little backstory on this. This is actually a Robin Hobb book. I'm a big fan of hers, and I follow on her blog where she posted something like, if you donate 20 or more to, what is it, Doctors Without Borders or something like that, is that charity, then I will, and you send me proof, I'm going to send you a signed book, random signed book. And I don't know what this is, so I'm going to open it here and tell you, and get to show you what my signed book, and it's supposed to be a hardcover. And she said it took her a while to get all these out, and she's still sending them out because she said the response was much better than she even imagined it would be. So it's taking her a while to, and she personally addressed these and sent it. Whoop, and there goes. There we go. Open it up. Here we go. Oh, and it's in another one. Nicely wrapped. Robin Hobb handwriting. Very cool. So I'm really drawing this out, aren't I? Alright, what is it? It is a hardcover copy A Fool's Quest. And let's see. Oh, I even got a note. To Jonathan, thank you for your generosity, Robin Hobb. Very sweet of her. And then I got a cool little note in here. This is awesome. I'm stoked about this. I have a bunch of signed Hobb stuff. Dear Jonathan, thank you for your generous donation to Doctors Without Borders. Okay, I got it right. Thanks, people like you. We raised over $5,000 with best wishes, Robin Hobb. So, very kind of her. It's awesome when, you know, these, you know, she's not like a celebrity, but when these bigger, well-known authors connect with their fans like this, it's pretty cool. So, very excited about that. Thank you. I have 2 book review videos I'm probably going to record here in the next day or so, and then post them up here during next week while I'm out of town, since I'll be gone for about a week. I have the review of Random Acts of Senseless Violence by Jack Womack that I've mentioned a couple times now. And then another one is a Glenn Cook Port of Shadows review. I just finished that on audiobook. Big Glenn Cook fan, but we'll have to talk about Port of Shadows. So, with that being said, I will be selling some of these books on my eBay, on my whatnot. If there's anything that interests you that I mentioned that I want to sell, you can always drop me a line or a comment or email me. I think there's a link in there, and we can talk. I get pretty good deals on my stuff. So, that's it. Thanks for watching again. I appreciate everyone's patronage, and I will catch you on the next video.